Welcome, welcome. Back again, once again, time and time again, my friends. And we back, baby. So earlier this morning, I had a little pop-up stream. Did a nice little 4 hours, 4.5 hours on that. But, we got to keep it consistent. I got to come back between 5:30 and 6:30 Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays just because I said I would. So, my man, on my word, we here, we back, we live. Now, I'm trying to make these a little more interesting. Hopefully everything's popping off. Let me see. Volume levels is good. I think. What's going on? I want to let me change the No, that's not what I need. I need not that. I need no, not that. What if I do this then? Mm-hmm. There we go. Now we rolling. All right. Volume is good. The levels is good. Got a little tunes in the background. We getting there, man. We got the sunflower seeds popping. But yeah, basically that's what I wanted to say is I'm trying to get some people in the live stream. So if not, I don't want to waste anybody's time. I ain't trying to be here sitting up on the internet not giving out the game. Well, I'm giving out the game, but nobody absorbing the game that I'm giving out. So, yeah, man. I'm gonna need to get some people up in here. And with that said, if you do view this, I appreciate you for tuning in. If you are jumping in on the live stream, I do appreciate you as well. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 5:30 to 6:30, we'll be having a live stream. I will also keep you updated if not at that time, but we will be having a live stream on those days because it's crazy. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays are the days that I'm tired. Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays, it seems like I'll be up 24 hours and don't feel tired, but we here, man. So, yeah. Today we're going to do something a little different instead of just going down and going over some pairs. I just want to talk about what we went over this morning in the live stream, basically. The live stream was just me showing the position that I was currently in, Euro USD. and it was making moves to the downside. We did break the lows, but we failed to continue to the low of my overall target to the downside, and then price exploded to the upside, stopping me out break even. I had two positions that could have possibly ran for about 4R each, so I could have made about 8R just on that one trade, but ended up not getting anything. So that's how it goes sometimes. But since then, prices started to explode to the upside. And then as well, spoke about it a lot, but GBP NZD, it's just a lot of confirmations that I have. We have a monthly or daily information that has completed at the neckline, 80 to 90 completion rate on this pattern, and then from there it puts us in a situation where we have an impulse to the downside. Now, we did get rejected from this area quite aggressively, even though we have had some support dating back all the way till March, but we did come up and reject after the retracement came. 1830. Thanks, Siri. After the retracement came, which this is the end of the retracement, looks like we're ending right around here, came in, spiked into those levels, and now we are in a situation to where we could see just market continuation, market structure continue to form, creating lower lows and lower highs on the daily of GBP NZD. Monthly, we spoke about it plenty of times. We are moving to the downside, so we had an impulse up and an impulse down. After an impulse, you expect a retracement, and that's just regardless. We didn't get that on this retracement. We got another impulse down, but after that, we got the retracement, and we have what is starting to be the next impulse to the downside. Just the most common pattern in the market: impulse, retracement, impulse. And then going off that, we have a level in the market here, break above, immediately break back into the level, and then we do not break above and close above the left shoulder, using that as the right shoulder to see further continuation to the downside. So we have a lot of things lining up confluence wise on GBP NZD. On the weekly, it's been just rejecting the previous structure, resistance in here. So we had a candle that did break above, but we did not close above that area. One of these candles broke above that area, but did not break above that area. It looked like it wanted to make a move to the upside, but soon rejected, pushing the market to the downside. So we have a level of resistance right around in here. Now, we could see further continuation to the downside. It is also previous structure support, now turned resistance as well. We did get the move to the downside and then rejected a little bit, quite aggressively, from all these lows on the weekly time frame, because we came back up currently and we are bullish. So this candle is currently bullish. Not ideal, but the week is not over with. We still have 2 more days before the week actually ends. And then as it is right now on the daily, once again, you can see within that weekly candle what it looks like. So could possibly see the move to the downside for a continuation. Oh, I just woke up from a nap, man. How y'all doing? What y'all getting into? What type of trades and setups y'all looking at? Man, skip it. I feel like I kind of almost have to keep going through and doing the breakdowns throughout the day, multi-time frame analysis over just at least the majors. Just because I gotta tell you, this is exactly what I said I wanted to see happen, and this is exactly what happened. But let's pop it off. XAU USD, been speaking about it. Previous structure support, 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 support. And right now we are currently breaking below it. We have a few more days, about 2 more days until the market actually prints this monthly candle. So we are down below this area. I expect it to close below this area and then look for a retracement back into this zone for a continuation on the monthly time frame. If we look at the weekly, you can see that we are just in market structure. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. You can expect a lower high for a lower low to be created, which this lower high would come into this area that the market has now broken below. So keep that in mind as well. We need to see the retracement in order for the market to continue trend. That is on the weekly. So on the daily, you can see that we have a lot of the same things. Just a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Could have a lower low printing itself sometime soon, maybe into next week. But we also could, on the vice versa, continue to the upside, and then we would have a level in the market that we failed to break below, finally did break below, immediately broke back into the area, and then we also have a situation where we have a left shoulder. We do not want to see the right shoulder break and close below that area, which is further continuation for moves to the upside as well. So just keep that in mind as being patient, since we are at this level right now. And that is on the daily time frame, which is exactly as we wanted to see. So exactly as I said, going back when the price was down here, I wanted to see the market retrace up into this area for a continuation to the downside if possible. That's exactly what we're getting. So after we get this retracement into the zone, once it completes itself, if it looks like it wants to start the impulse to the downside, I'll be ready for that. X8G, a little silver action. So we are at previous structure resistance. And now turn support. Did act as support. We finally broke and closed below that level. But now we are starting to come back and retest previous structure support. Broken to the downside. Now being used as resistance. Weekly time frame. We had the weekly M formation. Y'all gonna really learn about these patterns because they have an 80 to 90 completion rate. We got the completion at the neckline, and then that puts us in a situation where we have an impulse retracement, and we want to see the next impulse for a continuation to the downside. As it is on the weekly, we did try to push into these lows, and we're getting rejected currently. So we could see a possible rejection of this level, which we've already identified it on the monthly. It's previous structure resistance. We want to see acted as support. Just basic market structure, y'all. Don't get it complicated. Don't get twisted. But if we drop down on the daily time frame, we are starting to get some rejections. We do have some crazy here. Nothing ideal. It's not perfect. It's not clean. So I'm not really paying too much about it, but we do have not only 1, 2, but 3 taps into this area that we could see a triple bottom explosion to the upside for the initiation of bulls to kick in, and that is on the daily time frame. So once again, multi-time frame analysis is keeping the higher time frames in our mind as we move through the lower time frames, and to make sure that they are all lining up. So on the highest time frame, the monthly, we have previous structure resistance now being used as support. You want to see a rejection out of that area. So we're looking for buy opportunities. On the weekly, we're starting to get a little rejection in here. Coming from these lows, we could have a possible for a continuation to the upside. So that is also confirming, lining up with the confirmations. And then as well, we have a move up, consolidation, move back down. It would be nice to get a break above this area, and then we could look for possible continuations out of this area. But as it is right now, really nothing too excited to get too exciting for us to start looking at. Platinum, XBT, a monthly time frame underneath some support, or what was support now being used as resistance, and also trapped in between some support as well. On the weekly time frame, really just trapped in between this zone, and then on the daily time frame as well, making moves to the downside, but we are coming into this level of support that we've rejected multiple times. We could possibly see the continuation to the upside, a move to the upside, but as it is right now, since we're below this level, a nice and easy retracement and a continuation back down into this zone to actually tap into this zone could be possible. What happened to Earl? We had some Earl today. What happened to Earl? I know some oil news came out. Did we ever check Check back on it. Nope. Some of that Earl. Wow. Nobody want to invest in some crude oil? So this is the change in number of barrels of crude oil held in inventory by commercial firms during the past week. So how did we hold negative amounts of barrels? That means we're waiting on the shipment to come in, huh? That's pretty good though. We were holding 2 million barrels of oil 2 weeks ago. Then last week, we got it all off. We got that oil up out of here, so that's pretty good. Good for oil, and that is reflected in the price. But monthly time frame, we still have 2 days before this candle closes, so keep that in mind as well. Same thing, you all. Previous structure, resistance. You want to see it now be used as support. We still have 2 days for this candle to close. It could easily start to make its way back up, which is what it's currently doing right now. If we look at it on the weekly time frame, we did break below this area. It would be interesting to see how this weekly candle is going to close. If it does start to close and gain some strength over the next 2 days, start to break back above this zone, it could be a very interesting week next week. And then as well on the daily time frame, you can see we do have some structure right in this area. Really some structure support all through here. The market is currently at, if we do somehow start to get a break above with a little bit of momentum, could be a possible move to the upside. But really would like to see these daily levels broken before we start to look for possible buys, just for the added confirmation. So oil had some pretty good news come out this week. We're at a nice prime area of previous structure resistance, now being used as support on higher time frames, just the overall time frame. And we looks like we're starting to make moves to the upside. So with that news today, it could have changed the market to, instead of creating lower lows and lower highs on the daily time frame, we're going to start creating higher highs and higher lows. Now I don't expect the market to just straight boop, bop, boom, easy 3 candles. No, we need to see a little change of momentum, maybe a break up, a couple days break down, maybe a little consolidation as well, break back down to come retest some of these lows to try to induce you to sell, come retest necklines and break above, come retest here, and then there we go. Now we're making those big old moves that we want to see. So maybe like the middle of next week, who knows? Maybe on the beginning, who knows what might happen tomorrow. But yeah, Euro USD monthly time frame pushing to the downside. On the weekly, pushing to the downside as well. Spoke about this target area multiple times. I just like leaving it on the chart just cause now. On the daily, I wanted to see the continuation to the downside. I really did. For this area to be reached, I had a target there like I spoke about, had a couple trades run into the downside, risk free of course, but I wanted to see this overall target met down here. It would have been pretty nice, but instead the market started to explode to the upside. But if we do just check it out on the daily time frame, we can see, or just go back to the monthly, we're extremely overextended. Weekly, we're overextended to the downside. Daily, we're overextended to the downside as well. Retracement is in order. You need to have retracements in order for the market to continue to the downside. So if it wants to continue this trend, when it starts to retrace, I can't be mad, because that could be what is needed to move the market further to the downside, which is in a situation like this, it makes trading a whole lot easier if you know what direction you should be trading in. Let me see, that was from this morning too. I had drawn this out like what do I expect? The market just to break up, break up, break up, break up. What has it done? We got a little move to the upside, but ultimately, looks like it could be slowing down. Could just be a news spike. We had some speeches today as well. I think it could have been a good little weekly trade, but it is what it is. GBP USD monthly time frame pushing to the downside quite aggressively in these uncharted territories down in here amongst all these lows. Pound dollar has reached all-time lows. Saw a news headline about that. On the weekly, we did push to the downside. Started to reject, making our way back up. It'd be interesting to see how this weekly candle closes. If it closes bullish or bearish, that could be a good indication of what's going on in the market. Now, this isn't a real trade setup. That's from this morning, but we are starting to retrace on the daily time frame, which is exactly what we needed. Calling this stuff out days in advance, man. So just think about this. You tuned in Monday. I said the market needs to retrace. We can start to look for moves to the upside. This is a daily candle. With that information, you looked for buys on this market. And within this candle, you found a couple buy opportunities. You got in right over here. Market to the upside. Now, this is what I was saying, is that there's manipulation during this morning, which is what probably triggered the shift of momentum across all GBP pairs. Euro too had a little bit of spike, but there was a situation where we had some manipulation, which is just the market doing uncharacteristic things and then continuing back to form like nothing ever happened. It's not the same as a stop hunt. Stop hunt is normal market activity. It's moving the way that it's supposed to, but this manipulation, or this is the real stop hunt, is a situation where the market broke above several highs and then as well made a lower low. So when we talk about it, we know that the market moves, if it's going to move to the downside, makes a low, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. You don't expect your lower highs to break above these highs in order for the market to move to the downside. Manipulation is just that. Say we created a lower low, now manipulation is the market coming up here and then as well creating a lower low. That's uncharacteristic in the market. That is a stop hunt that's just trying to stop these traders out, which most of the time when they're selling, that means they have to buy back their position. They're entering into buy, adding to the liquidity to push the market to the downside one last time, induce all these sellers once again. Now we've taken them out. We've closed their position. They're mad. A lot of these people are mad. We've also tricked some retail traders and added some liquidity throughout this spike to the upside as well. It's what the big banks is thinking. This is how the market works. And then once they do induce the sellers one more time, we have the liquidity to move the market to the downside in such a way that we know that it's going to invoke emotion, fear, and all this other types of stuff, greed as well in the market. And from there, we'll give them the opportunity that they need to now switch the market structure or market sentiment and start making change in the structure. So actually that manipulation was needed in order to start making higher highs and higher lows out of this market. So if not, we'd probably be still continuing. But I was saying I would have been mad because that would have been my entry and I would have been stopped out break even after running very, very well, which I got my dose. I got my medicine anyway. I was stopped out on Euro USD. Let's see what we got. AUD USD. A lot of the USD pairs are starting to come into the retracement phase right now, especially on the daily time frame. So it could be a couple days of pullbacks. We could end this week. We're just retracing, slow retracing, really choppy markets, honestly, trying to get you to jump into trades prematurely. Oh, I took a nap, and that nap was powerful. One of them naps where you wake up and you think it's like 3 days then passed. Like, oh snap, what time is it? Is it Halloween already? Starting to get chilly too. I don't like the cold weather, man. In my state, we actually have seasons and harsh seasons at that, so we get the full effect of each season. When it's springtime, it's raining. When it's winter, it's cold. It's snowing here. Ice storms. When it's summer, it's hot. Hot, hot, hot. Fall too, we have a nice crisp fall. But AUD, USD, a lot of that USD pairs are starting to become in their retracement phase, which is exactly what we needed. So we're starting to get the retracement that we want to on USD CAD as well. If we slide over to USD CAD, just looking from the daily time frame, we have all this area that we've broken above. It'd be interesting for it to come back for some sort of retracement, and then we could look for a continuation to the upside. NZD, USD, starting the retracement. If we get a proper retracement, could look for the continuation to the downside. USD, CHF. And now this retracement is starting to get quite aggressive. So we've had two retracement candles that covered the same two impulse candles to the upside. So starting to get a little bit equal in terms of moving power on USD, CHF. So if we have the same moving power to move up to this area in two candles, and we have the same moving power to move back down to the same areas over the last two candles, kind of equal, trying to sit in at an equilibrium to say. But we did point this out. So with this on the daily time frame, we've had previous structure broken to the upside, come back, got disrespected, then it was somewhat respected with these few candles in here as resistance. Before we broke all the way up to the upside, we could see a possible retracement back down to this area before we see another explosion. Doesn't mean it has to go there. It would just be setting up for what I've seen happen more times than not. We could see a possible opportunity to come back, retest this area that is broken before we make a move to the downside as well. Of course, it's not straight down. It's not straight up, straight down. It's a whole lot of oh, we tapped it. Okay. Still going. Got you. Tricked your butt. Now we're making moves to the downside. Tricked you again because you thought, and then drop down. So, or it just is straight up and straight down. Could be whatever. I'm not the market. I can't make it move. But we did identify earlier on the live stream that we're breaking down below some structure. If there was a retracement that came and it made sense in a proper area, it would have made sense to look for a continuation to the downside. Just because we are rejecting from the highs up here very aggressively. So we've had this move straight down almost. But that would be interesting to see. I would still like to see a retracement of some sort come, and then maybe a move back down in here before the market starts to explode to the upside. USD JPY, monthly time frame pushing to the upside. W formation pushing to the upside. Daily formation at previous structure resistance, now acting as resistance as well. So we really just need to see the break. Once the break comes, you know what it is. You know what to do. Then a little GBP NZD once again. It's almost too perfect. You know, you see those trade setups where it's like, man, this is kind of like, you tricking me? Why is this here? What are you doing? but been talking about it for a while. That's all trading is patience and discipline. I had the breakdown, retracement. Just want to see a continuation to the downside, just for market structure to continue. Looking at the weekly, rejecting previous structure resistance, even though we did have a spike down and move back up within this week, we did reject these highs. So he broke down, tested these waters, and then came back up, retested. Could have had the liquidity to move to the upside or the buying power, but didn't, got rejected because of the rejection is stronger. So let you know that there are some sellers still in this market. Now we're sitting close to the bottom almost. You can see we had a rejection here, which is just market structure. It would be interesting to see if we could get a possible move to the downside. So it's all about risk to reward, probabilities, and just taking the chance, man. What's that cliche line? Take the chance or miss the opportunity. On the 4 hour, we're starting to now that we've gotten the breakdown below some of this structure, we got the retest. Just want to see a continuation to the downside. What are we retesting? We have a level in the market that we failed to break above here, broke above it, broke back into the zone immediately, came back, retested that level, did not break and close above the left shoulder, and we want to see a move to the downside from there. So that's pretty nice. I pointed this out too this morning. Possible opportunity never presented itself. Could have been a possible move to the downside, but hey, it could be coming tomorrow. So we could see something like this. I'm sure it's probably right around here. We'll say really this one, honestly. More than likely, if you get a breakdown tomorrow below this area, could look for a possible move to the downside. I mean, you could go above structure, get a nice and easy conservative 2.5. Bada bing, bada boom. And you rolling. Let me plug up. Okay. What do I want to eat? That's a good question. Do I make something or do I go get something? Because we really just cooling. That's all trading is, man. I'm telling you, dog. That's all trading is patience and discipline. Looking for possible setups. Trading View is really, really great. If y'all want to sponsor me, go ahead. I'm here. I will definitely rep the Trading View flag. But they have things called alerts where you could set alerts to. You can go away and the market will just, or the Trading View will let you know, notify you when your alert has been triggered. And then that can save you so much time because now you're getting your timing down. instead of looking at the market all day, every day, scouring for setups, looking at a situation like this, like, if the price breaks below here, it could be a good opportunity. But you're checking your phone every 5 to 10 minutes, waiting to see if the market has broke below this area. That's not trading. Trading is just patience, understanding it may be 11 o'clock before the market starts to come and retest this area, before it even gives me the possibility of breaking. It may come and retest this area because that happened on, what was it? GBP CAD. GBP CAD was pushing to the downside to where if this one candle broke this area, I would have been looking for the opportunity to get in on this, but it didn't. It faked me out. Came down, sat here for maybe the last 30 seconds of the 15-minute candle, and then made a move to the upside. Obviously, I didn't get in because I wait for the candle to close, which is another important thing. Wait for the candle to actually close. You get so much information on the candle close.
It's 19 hours.
Thank you, Siri. You get so much information on the candle close that it's ridiculous. But anybody got any pairs they want me to go over? Give you a possible setup. Give you my ideas. Nothing in the chat right now. Can be about 30 something minutes on this, so I'm not trying to make it too brazy, y'all. The Monday, Wednesday, Fridays are mainly for anyone viewing. It's just if you have the time to come kick it with your boy Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, 5:30 to 6:30. I'm here for you to answer any questions, give you some free mentoring, some free signals, insight as to why certain things are happening or why I'm saying certain things that I do or looking for certain things on certain currency pairs. That's what this is for. But since I ain't seeing too much action, that only lets me know that you're doing really well. If ain't nobody got any questions, so I can only assume that everything's going gravy, baby. What was that? Is it CAD THF? CAD THF is running very, 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 very textbook nice to the T. And I'm low-key kind of mad because not that it is doing that, it's because I just failed to pay attention to it. But if we look here on the monthly time frame, what do we say? After a retracement or after an impulse, we expect what? A retracement. Impulse to the upside, retracement, expecting the next impulse. The next impulse failed. We tried to test some of these highs up in here, but we failed, got rejected. Obviously some weak impulse candles, and then what happened? Impulse to the downside once again. So what type of situation are we really in? If you look at it, we had to move up, we had to move down. Expect a retracement after the impulse. Yes, an impulse can be one candle. This isn't necessarily an impulse because it didn't break any structure or cover too much ground. But if we drop down on lower time frames, you can see that we did get the failed impulse to the upside and then a move to the downside, breaking structure. And then we had the retracement. So from there, we are now in a bearish structure, a bearish market sentiment, just based off solely the monthly and the weekly. And if we drop down to the daily time frame, you can see that we pushed down to the downside and below several levels of structure. Last time I spoke about it on Monday, I was right in here. We were saying a retracement up in this area, which is exactly what happened. Your boy's out here. Call me Mr. Cleo, Mr. B.O. No, don't call me Mr. B.O. That's dead. But we're underneath previous structure support, now acting as resistance. I just want to see the next move to the downside start after the retracement ends. So we had the retracement. We had a slow change of structure as well. Then right around this time would have been a perfect entry. Price is breaking below structure, creating and breaking below structure, and then boom, bada bing, boom, bada bing, bap, pow. Market is pushed to the downside, risk-free running, almost halfway to profit. Take profit and could expect for that to happen by the end of the week. So really, really nice setup on CAD CHF as well. What did I speak about on Euro AUD? We were rejecting. Could have made a move to the upside. Double bottom on the monthly, weekly. We did want to see the retracement to retest previous structure, resistance, now turn support, which is exactly what we got. The W formation. Had to move down, move back up, move back down. Explosion to the upside. Just want to see the neckline retested and completed. 80 to 90 completion rate on this pattern. And the market is making a move to the upside after the retracement. On the daily time frame, you can see we did have some previous structure in here that you do not want to see broken below on the daily time frame, at least to see the move to the upside. So we got the W formation completed, and then after that, the explosion to the upside is what the market should do. We've just been breaking and creating structure to the upside as well. Look at it on the hour time frame though. I would like to see the market make this move to the upside, break through this supply demand area and go ahead and start making moves, because I'm getting stopped out on Euro USD break even. Nobody's able to make any profit on their sales. So yeah, I'm gonna need Euro to just explode to the upside because I'm salty. And if we do get that, if we do get an explosion to the upside on Euro GBP, we could see a fall, a continuous fall on the pound, really. Correlated pairs, of course, are going to tend to look the same. CAD JPY. Never gave the proper opportunity. Was looking for the continuation to the upside. Monthly pushing. Weekly coming back for the retracement now that we've broken below some structure. Daily time frame pushing to the upside. Could see a possible retracement in this area before continuation to the downside on CAD JPY. 4-hour time frame. Could see a move to the upside, and then as well on the 1 hour, just a nice and easy move to the upside. Could have been possible, but didn't really present itself, man. Didn't really present itself. It be like that sometime. But we did make higher highs and higher lows out of this market. Could have had a good opportunity to look for some buys, especially once we broke above, closed above. Boom, bada bing bap. Pow. But where we at, man? About 40 minutes. I'm about to slide up out of here. Ain't too much chats, y'all. Make sure you come back, kick it, ask some questions. I really do just want to help some people, help somebody figure something out. So we'll be back on Friday in between 5:30 and 6:30 once again. If you have made it this far, I appreciate you viewing. But hope you're having a profitable day on and off the charts. I'll holler at y'all on Friday. Peace out.